The boomers, the baby boomers now make up about 42% of home buyers. They kind of are dominating right now. Who's their competition? Well, it's usually first-time home buyers because you got these baby boomers who are coming and maybe downsizing, and you've got this first-time home buyer coming in to buy a home, and now we've got some competition. Okay, who's going to win? This is where it gets tough, and I'm not going to say I like one more than the other. I have clients on both sides of the table. My dad was a baby boomer, right? He was born in Phoenix in 1950. That was a long time ago, and he's part of this. But good news is he's not moving. He's not competing with anybody. Okay, he's kind of where he is right now. They have a lot of equity. They have a lot of savings, whether it's equity. Maybe not a lot of income. This might be fixed, but they have a lot of cash. And the cash could be coming from, a sale in California. It could be coming from equity they built up over the years, and now they're moving. I have clients who have lived in the same house for 30 years and now moving to another home and planning on paying cash for the next house. And that is why it feels almost impossible for these first-time home buyers. They're going to compete against this offer that's, either all cash or 50% cash, a lot of cash. And as a seller, when you get two offers, one is saying, hey, I'll give you 3%, I'm coming in 3% down. And the other person is saying, I'm putting 50% down, and it's the same amount, you're going to go towards 50%. The risk is less, right? There's less risk with that higher down payment. And so a lot of sellers are going to choose that. Unless you got a good real estate agent that writes this sob story. I shouldn't call it a sob story, but a letter from the buyer. Hey, we're excited to raise our family in the home, and we have this many kids, and here's a picture of them. Some real estate agents go extreme like that, and that doesn't hurt either, because then it pulls at the strings of the seller, like, oh, well, we can help this little family out, this young family who's getting started, just like we did at one point. So there are ways to compete, and that's where it comes in. Again, having a good real estate agent. What I want to get at is this wall that we're up against. It's the down payment wall, right? It's these first-time home buyers coming in to buy a home, and they're competing with these cash offers, but they need a down payment, and that's hard to save a down payment. And 3% is a lot of money. 3% of let's just say it's a $400,000 house. I mean, you're looking at over $10,000 saved. That's a lot of money for somebody to save up over time to be able to use it. And so that's the wall they're coming up against. Now, what's good, and this is what I want to talk about, is ways that we can help these first-time home buyers with that down payment. And again, one of the things I just mentioned, literally already gave it away, was the 3% down program. Okay. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, they both have a 3% down program available to first-time home buyers where they can get into a home with as little as 3% down, okay? Obviously, there's qualifying guidelines, a lot of different guidelines about that, but that's a cool program, a cool loan that I've done tons of, an awesome loan program, discounted mortgage insurance, slightly better rate in some buckets. So it's a cool program that allows these young families to get into a home with less money down. So there is a myth, and it's been a myth. Thank the baby boomers for this. 20% down. Okay, that was the myth. You have to have 20% down to buy a house. That's the case if you don't want mortgage insurance, but you can still come into a home with the 3% down, with the 5% down, with the 10% down, with 6.5% down, like whatever amount you want, as long as it hits the minimum that the whoever's going to be buying your paper wants, their set of guidelines. But you can come into a home with less than 20% down, and that is something that a lot of, as crazy as it sounds, people still have this conception in their head that it has to be 20%. No, it doesn't. If you can put 20% down, awesome. If you can put 25% down, if you can put 50% down, awesome. But just know you don't have to put a full 20% down. You'll have what's called mortgage insurance. So mortgage insurance is insurance in case you default on the loan and then the lender loses it, it goes to foreclosure. There's the court fees. There's the costs of recouping the house. That's mortgage insurance that you pay for to benefit the lender. So, but that's part of the monthly payment. So when you call me, that's what we'll go over. We'll go over mortgage insurance if you're going to have mortgage insurance, what it costs. And again, mortgage insurance isn't created equal. There's different players out there that sell mortgage insurance, and there's different lenders that offer their own mortgage insurance, which makes it even cheaper. So it's not equal. Don't think, hey, every lender's going to have the exact same mortgage insurance for me. That's not the case. It actually can vary depending on who you end up going to for the loan. Another program the government has, FHA loans. FHA loans are like 3.5% down. Another cool loan program. And FHAs are great for first-time home buyers. It gets them into the home, less money down. It's a little more forgiving on certain things. Where FHA tightens up is appraisals. They want to make sure that house is good and safe. And that's why some sellers are more like, ooh, FHA versus conventional. It's not that, hey, it's the buyer's fault. They're afraid the FHA appraiser is going to come in and say, hey, we need to redo this paint, or we need to fix the carpet. You know what I mean? Then they're like, oh crap, now we got to go back to the seller, and we got to be, hey, they need to do this for the appraisal to be good. That is why there's the whole FHA scare. But FHA loans are awesome. Absolutely awesome. Very forgiving, very, very well put together. There's mortgage insurance on them. There's an upfront mortgage insurance, and there's a monthly mortgage insurance. The upfront mortgage insurance gets financed into the loan, and then there's the monthly mortgage insurance that get paid every single month. Conventional loans, again, there is not upfront mortgage insurance, but there is mortgage insurance. And sometimes, again, like I said, it's not all the same cost. So we want to look at both scenarios. Let's look at conventional 3%. Let's look at FHA 3.5% down. Let's see what works. Other programs, if you're a veteran, a VA loan, absolutely 100% do it. I mean, those are the best loans. 0% down. You could put money down for sure, and actually it helps. But you could get in with no money down. USDA is also no money down, but you got to go to like Florence, Coolidge, a little further areas, but also a great program, a great loan. I love doing those ones. We're closing one tomorrow. So those ones exist, and those are cool programs as well. There's down payment assistance programs out there too. Those exist. They really look at the debt to income ratio. That's where it really tightens up. If you have, decent income and not any debt, a down payment assistance program might be an option you want to look at. So there's different programs to help these young first-time home buyers get into homes while they're competing against, grandpa and grandma up against these homes that they can pay cash for. Another thing that helps these young kids and these young families get into homes, rate buydowns, right? Temporary rate buydowns, where you can buy down that rate temporarily for the first year, first 2 years. And I think a lot of them don't know about that. They don't know there's that option. Hey, did you want to, or even fully buy it down? Let's say it's not a temporary rate buy down, it's a full rate buy down. We can sometimes get sellers to cover that. And so then we can get them into a lower interest rate, which makes their payment more affordable and going that route. The other thing that's going to happen, I think it's, I'm predicting the future here. I don't know if it's really going to happen, but they're talking about 40-year fixed. Are those coming out? They probably will. When 30-year fixed came out, everyone's like, no way, 30 years to pay back a house, and now there's 40 years? Imagine 40 years, you know what I mean? To pay back a house. Let's say you buy the house when you're 20, 40, you're 60 years old when you have that house paid off. If you never made a single extra payment, you just paid it every single month from the time you're 20 to the time you're 60 years old to retirement, like now you're at the point of paying your house off. It's just crazy, but it gets the payment lower. And when those come out, I think that's going to be a good opportunity for a lot of people. One, refinances, we get lower payments for people, but two, it'll free up more opportunities for these first-time home buyers to get into homes that they can afford a monthly payment of. Another thing to pay attention to is new builds. And I don't like to say new builds because new builders over the last 3-4 years have stolen so much business from me because they started offering these crazy incentives. And I don't know if they still do. I haven't actually had a client recently come to me with one, but last year I know that I had them. They were coming and saying, hey, these guys are offering, whatever, 3-4%. And it's legit. You're overpaying for the house. That's where the money is. Obviously, it's not coming from nowhere. It's coming from somewhere, and you're overpaying for the house. They mark that up, right? And then that's how they make everything work out. But they're getting in at these low interest rates, which is awesome. So that's another thing. Keep in mind, if you really needed, that low interest rate to be able to qualify, you can go to new construction. Again, if they still offer them. Now, whether you end up working with me or not, my goal here is that you leave better educated than when you got here. So the point of these videos is to educate and to teach. And of course, I would love business. But obviously this goes on YouTube. Obviously it's out there for people in Minnesota to see, even though I'm based here in Arizona, I can't even do a loan in Minnesota. But just be aware, I want you to be educated. I want you to know, be more knowledgeable and understand the mortgage terms a little bit better. That's the point of these videos. Thanks for watching. If you do have a mortgage question that you want answered, put it in the comments. I'll go through and I'm assuming YouTube will alert me if I get a comment, or I'll just have to go through manually. I don't even know yet. I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. But put it in the comments and I'll be sure to see if we can make a video on it and answer the question. Again, I'm Jared Halbert. I'm with Brick Mortgage, local mortgage company right here in Queen Creek, Arizona is where I live. But I service all of Arizona. I actually just got licensed in Utah, so I could even do some Utah loans. Anyways, let me know if you have any questions. I'm here for you guys. Thanks.
Check, we broadcasting. Ain't nobody ask, we splashing. Beats that had boom, now we moving massive. Breaking you down in the base, spitting acid. I'm back in my zone, the top gun of the Maverick. Like